Mr. President, today I wish to commend Bonnie Seaman, who has loyally served the people of Pennsylvania for more than 40 years, more recently as the Director of Constituent Services for my Senate office. Bonnie has not only been a trusted member of my staff, but a very close family friend. Bonnie was born and raised on a turkey farm in Leck-Kill, Pennsylvania, and she is the youngest of 4 children. She first began her public service career in county government at what was then known as the Northumberland County Mental Health and Mental Retardation Department, where she touched the lives of people in her community. In pursuit of a college degree, Bonnie attended Indiana State University of Pennsylvania and graduated cum laude with a degree in education. After graduation, she worked as a special education teacher. Bonnie's passion for helping others steered her career to the Pennsylvania State Senate. While working in the Pennsylvania Senate, she was asked by her supervisor if she was interested in working on my father's transition team after he was elected governor of Pennsylvania in 1986. This transition job offer was supposed to be temporary, but Bonnie would spend the next 30 years working in state government for both then Governor Casey and then when I got to state government years later. She worked as the governor's executive assistant for 8 years, and of course she wore many hats, managing the governor's staff, scheduling events, and resolving constituent issues, but her most important role was providing support to the governor. Her dedication and loyalty earned her the respect of her fellow employees in the governor's office, as well as those she worked with outside of the office. After working in Governor Casey's administration, Bonnie worked as well with my father on his autobiography entitled Fighting for Life. And in this book, he pays tribute to her as follows: "I could never have made it through this project without my executive assistant, Bonnie Seaman. It's hard to think of any work I've done these past 10 years without Bonnie." Another theme of this book is loyalty, and few people have taught me more about the trait than Bonnie. I'm deeply indebted to her for her skill and good spirit, or the skill and good spirit she brings to our work right up to this day, unquote. That was written more than 20 years ago now, just about 22 years ago. And of course, I could say the same thing about Bonnie's work in the United States Senate. In 1996, when I was elected the state's Auditor General, Bonnie was vital to first my transition team, and then she served as the director of the Office of the Auditor General for 8 years, where she oversaw day-to-day operations of my schedule and the management of staff. When I was elected state treasurer in 2004, Bonnie began work in the Treasury Department. And then finally, when I was elected in 2006 to the Senate, I asked Bonnie to serve as Director of Constituent Services. I knew that her dedication to public service and compassion for others would make her an excellent director. She led the Office of Constituent Services for 10 years with distinction. With her gold standard professionalism and unimpeachable ethics, she was a mentor to her staff and served as a shining example of quality public service. Through her work, Bonnie has touched the lives of over 60,000 Pennsylvania constituents. So on behalf of my family, as well as thousands of families across our Commonwealth, I express our gratitude to Bonnie Seaman for more than 3 decades of stellar public service. The building that we worked in Harrisburg, has this inscription on the front of it, the Finance Building: "All public service is a trust given in faith and accepted in honor," unquote. Bonnie accepted the trust that was placed in her. She kept faith with taxpayers and brought honor to her work. I wish Bonnie well in her retirement as she travels with her husband Tom, attends yoga classes, and enjoys time with her family and friends. Mr. President, I yield the floor.